Hi guys, it's Coach Jess. I'm going to show you how to do this season's competition hair. So when we first start, you're going to want to make sure that we are starting with nice straight hair. Jen has a bob, and as you can see, her hair goes right to her shoulder length. So this is the appropriate length for a bob, just to make sure that we are. You can actually be a little bit shorter, and I'll show you a demonstration of that as well. So you just want to make sure that all of the hair is straightened nicely, that it's nice and flat, that you don't have any frizzy ends, that nothing is turned in or curled. So once you've gotten your hair nice and straightened and everything is flat, you're gonna wanna start to part it and put it up. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the 150 product that we will be selling at the showcase to get some of her wispies up as I start to part. So if you have a bob, we are gonna let you do the quarter up. So you're gonna wanna leave some hair down to cover the ears, and you're gonna part that evenly on both sides and all around. So once you've put the hair up and you've sprayed all the wispies in and you did your good part, you're gonna put in one hair tie, and then you're gonna add an additional. So if you have a bob haircut, you need to have at least a minimum of 2 hair ties in the hair so that it stands the hair up a little bit higher before you put your bow. So once you get to this process, your hair will be like this, and then you're gonna wanna add in the bow, and then I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with these little pieces. Once you have both of your hair ties in, you're gonna wanna start to add your bow before you do anything else. The key to making sure this bow sits nice and on top of the head and close to the head is first making sure that there's no less than a half a finger length between the forehead and where you lay your hair ties. Then you wanna take the bottom part of the hair ties and you wanna wrap the bow underneath all of the hair ties. You want it to sit at the very bottom. You don't want it to sit at the top, or it's just gonna fall right out. So as you can see, these are the bow hair ties, and then her regular hair ties sit on top. So once you have your bow in, it should be sitting right on the top of the head. As you can see, the tails are touching her forehead. We are only allowing you to add a small tease to the hair, just enough for the hair to sit above. So for a bob, it doesn't take a lot. So to do a small tease, I'm gonna use a little bit of powder play, which you can get this in numbers of different products, and then I'm gonna use a teasing brush, and then I'm also gonna use just a little bit of hairspray. So you start from the bottom, take just a small piece, you're gonna use a little bit of your powder, you're gonna tap it on top. I like to mix it in a little bit. And then I start to tease underneath. And the key is to make sure that you're teasing it from the bottom down so you get a little bit of this. I'm gonna spray that, and then I'll flip it over and do the next small layer. Once you've finished teasing, you'll flip it over and you'll make sure you smooth everything out. I just put a little bit of hairspray on top to make sure it was smooth. The very last thing you're gonna do is make sure that their hair is nice and straight. If they have a little bit of an indent from maybe putting it behind the ear or sitting, you're gonna wanna make sure to go back through and to straighten those little pieces. Just so it's sitting nice and flat. And then when you're done with that, you should have a finished product. So when you have a bob, this was the other bob length. So if you have a bob, it should be in between where Chelsea's is and then to your shoulders. So the finished product of the shorter bob is this. Hey guys, Coach Jess. I'm gonna show you how to do your hair if you have medium to long hair. So first you're gonna wanna make sure you start with hair that is straight. And if you do not have a straightener, I would highly suggest that you get one. We are requiring that it is ran through the hair. So even though Kyra has naturally straight hair, I'm still gonna run it through. If there's any indentations from her maybe putting it behind her ear and or it being in a ponytail, we wanna make sure that none of that is showing, and you wanna start by straightening the hair all the way down. After you've gone through and you've made sure all the hair is nice and straight, the next step is to go ahead and do a ponytail. So you're gonna wanna use your 150 product that we will be selling at the Awakening, or any hairspray product that works in your athlete's hair, and you're gonna wanna start to pull the hair back into a very high ponytail that's half a finger away from the forehead. So once you get the hair up, she has a few wispies that are down, so I'm first gonna go ahead and add more ponytails. If you have long to medium hair, you should be doing 4 ponytails, and then you wanna make sure that you spray all these wispies up before you add the bow in. So once you add your 4 hair ties in and you've sprayed back the wispies, you're gonna wanna add your bow in. Again, you want these hair ties sitting on the bottom of your other 4 hair ties. So as you do this, grab the base of the hair and go ahead and start lacing it underneath them. Some athletes, if they have thick enough hair, you'll be able to wrap 3 times. Some you'll only be able to wrap a couple without snapping the band. So twice looks like the right amount for her. Once you're here, you're gonna start teasing the hair. So I'll go ahead and tease her hair up. There are more details in the bob video if you wanna go back through and watch that. So when you've combed out all the hair, you've teased it, you've combed it back, you've smoothed the top, you can see it sits just right over the bow, which is where we're wanting it. If you have any flyaways, you wanna make sure that you spray it down, that the hair is not sticking up, or you don't have anything crazy sticking out on the sides. And then you're done.